Well, the COVID-19 pandemic that began in 2020 brought a lot of countries to their knees financially, but Indonesia managed to remain resilient and actually see a growth in their digital economy, especially with content creation that became a big driver in Indonesia's digital economic growth, with platforms like YouTube that reportedly contributed 7.5 trillion rupiah to Indonesia's GDP in 2021 alone. Metro Globe's Regina Argobi has the full story.
The pandemic forced a change within Indonesia's economic landscape and showed just how important digitization is to the economy. Indonesia's digital economy is projected to grow to $77 billion in 2022. It grew threefold from 2018, which was at $27 billion, and is expected to reach $130 billion in 2025. Making Indonesia the biggest digital economy in Southeast Asia.
Bahwa total GMV ekonomi digital di Indonesia diproyeksikan akan tumbuh menjadi $77 miliar dan ini adalah 3 kali lipat dari tahun 2018. Kalau lihat lagi angkanya, ini akan mencapai $130 miliar di tahun 2025. Mengukuhkan posisi Indonesia sebagai ekonomi digital yang terbesar di Asia Tenggara.
The COVID-19 pandemic transformed Indonesia's economic landscape and shifted the focus to digitalization of the economy. And how digitalization actually helped increase sales for MSMEs and in tandem helped stabilize Indonesia's economy in an uncertain global condition where other countries were struggling.
Sekarang digitalization itu sangat penting. Ya, kalau Anda lihat, ini juga karena COVID itu saya baru sadar, jujur sama Anda sekalian, bagaimana digitalisasi ini sangat penting. Membuat ini semua. Impact pada sales kita naik. Dan itu membuat juga Indonesia berubah, mentransform lagi. Semua government sekarang, apa saja yang kita di government kita mau digitalize.
Digital economy development is also a huge driver for Indonesia to achieve their vision of becoming a high-income country by 2045. So much so that the Indonesian government has committed to providing monetary and regulatory support to advance Indonesia's digital economy. With digital economy, the GDP per capita is expected to reach $10,000 and Indonesia's GDP could reach $3 trillion in the next decade. And by improving the local digital ecosystem, the digital economy is expected to contribute 10% to the GDP by 2025.
Nah, digital economy development will be an important driver for achieving Indonesian vision by 2024 karena 2045, 100 tahun kita merdeka. Karena kita mimpi hari ini kita sini, $4,000 income per capita. Tapi kita mimpi pada tahun 2030 kita harus bisa $10,000 income per capita.
One aspect of the digital economy that saw a massive growth since the pandemic is content creation. And platforms for content creations like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram saw a boost in consumption since the pandemic.
So I talked about the growth of the creator ecosystem here, and for example, in 2019 we had 400 or so creators with over 1 million subscribers in Indonesia. That number has grown to over 1,000. So the creator ecosystem has grown. During COVID, we also saw user growth, both from a reach standpoint and from a consumption standpoint. Obviously, people were at home, kids weren't able to go to school, so people were turning to YouTube for entertainment, for learning, for education. And so we did see the benefits of people staying at home. And in a lot of markets, we've actually been able to hold on to that. I think what excites me about Indonesia is the fact that, when you think about the number of people online and those that are still not online, there's a huge headroom when it comes to that. And so what we see in emerging markets is that as people come online, they're video first now.
In 2021 alone, platforms like YouTube contributed 7.5 trillion rupiah to Indonesia's GDP and also created around 200,000 jobs. Creative entrepreneurs in Indonesia, like content creators, saw exponential growth during the pandemic. The lockdowns contributed massively to an increase in consumption, especially for online media. Creators like Magdalena Fridawati saw her YouTube channel grow during the lockdowns, with the pandemic changing her way of making content and pushed her creativity to a new level.
Ini pandemik ya, apakah aku merasakan apakah aku turun channelnya apa ataukah naik gitu ya. Surprisingly selama pandemi itu memberikan rezeki aku yang baru gitu. Kalau misalkan sebelum pandemi itu memang aku baru masuk kan di tahun 2017 ya. Konsentrasinya juga baru di tahun 2018. Jadi memang masih growth banget. Dan aku jadi mature, maksudnya di dunia bisnis ada mature-nya ya. Itu pas lagi pandemik gitu, karena itu mendatangkan banyak kesempatan unik yang akhirnya membuat aku harus men-challenge diri aku mengambil keputusan yang di situasi berbeda.
And according to James Lambert, Director of Economic Consulting for Oxford Economics Asia, Indonesia still has a lot of untapped potential, where most rural areas are still without internet access, making the potential for growth massive.
The level of access to mobile internet in Indonesia is still only at relatively immature levels compared to where it could be. It's obviously particularly difficult geographical barriers to creating access in Indonesia, but they're being overcome in really interesting ways, including with the support of Google. So I think did I see a statistic on the slide earlier on? It was somewhere in the 50-60% range of the population that's actually able to access the internet.
Despite setbacks regarding internet access, Indonesia's digital economy has already grown exponentially throughout the pandemic and is projected to grow further, even amid fierce challenges such as global slowdowns and a possible worldwide recession. Indonesia's digital economy has proven itself resilient and transformative in facing the many challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. And the level of growth we have seen today is showing a hopeful future, even amid the many challenges to come. I'm Regina Argobi and Muhammad Zukal reporting for Metro Globe.